Hey guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please just put a message in the chat box so I can know everything is working fine. Cái này sơn tái rồi mình thấy có ai quay tất cả ngồi All right, guys. I think you can hear me. If you can't hear me, please let me know. All right. So I'm gonna start at 6:30, which is right now. Okay, so the first thing is like this morning, Jordan just have a question. How am I going to know my computer's CPU and RAM? So the memory of my computer and how much memory I have for my computer, or what's the CPU I have. So in Mac, because I have a Mac, so usually I can do just click on the apple and go to the about this map, and then it will show me the processor. Here is the for the CPU. We usually set CPU, and is 2.6 gigabyte, has the and 6-core Intel Core i7, and I have memory is 16 gigabyte for the memory. In the Windows, if you are in the Windows, and you can do usually you can do open a file explorer, like open the file explorer. If you know there's the yellow one, the file explorer, and you look for your left hand side over here, there's one folder called my computer. Because I'm in Mac, doesn't have my computer, but if you are in Windows, in your file explorer, you should be able to see the you would be able to see that my computer. So you just right click, and then at the bottom there's one option called properties, and you click on the properties, and it will show you your computer's configuration, like the processor, which we call CPU. So let me show you what is CPU stands for. So I open my Google. It's just like CPU, and like stands for, so it's called Central Processing Unit. Basically it's a processor, and you will find your processor over there. Or you can and you can also find something called memory, which is RAM. So you might find RAM. So it's a random access memory. So you will find either the both the memory and the CPU. So if you found your information from your computer about the memory, how much memory you have, could you please just put it into the checkbox, so we can know how much memory do you have in your computer. So you go to the Windows. In the Windows, you go to the File Explorer, and you find there's one folder called My Computer, and then you right click it, and you go to the Properties, and you click on the Properties, and now you would be able to find how much memory do you have. If you know how much memory you have, please put it into the chat box, and it will show everybody how many memory do you have. Because a lot of students just complain and they have a very, very bad computer. So I just want to see how many memory you have. All right. And let me just Google how to find my RAM information in Windows. All right. Yeah, there are a lot of ways to do that, like in the Windows. So let me just pull up my virtual machine, and probably I can show you how to do that. Yeah, for some of you guys, just go to the YouTube in if you're using the Zoom, okay? Because I'm not going to use the Zoom for these lessons. So yeah, once again, if you are in the Zoom and you find you have the problem with the link I just showed you, and what you need to do is like I'm gonna share my screen over here as well. So if you are in Zoom and you have some problem to go to the YouTube, could you please just try to go to your Chrome, and you click on the Chrome. There's one tab called New Incognito Window. You click on this one. All right, you click on this one, and you go to the YouTube. Have some problem to go to the. Now you should be able to show up this one, the YouTube video. Okay. If you have some problem, the other way is because your account might be the student account from your school. That's why you can't access the YouTube, and you can have your dad or your mom's account to go to the YouTube. But anyway, you can just go to the this tab, go to your Chrome, or if you are IE, pretty much you can use IE, or you can use Edge or Firefox, and you can just install any browser you have and have your parents to do that. Install a new browser, and you can go to the same link, and now you should be able to access the YouTube link. All right. So I think you should be able to figure it out. And once again, I just put this link again. All right, let me see. We still doesn't have anyone to show up to tell me the RAM, how many RAM you have. So I'm going to turn on my VirtualBox, and probably next time I'm gonna show you how to do that. But if you don't know how to do that, I may just put this link on here, and after the class you should tell me follow this link, and you should be able to figure out how much memory you have in your computer. Okay. All right, so now let's just go back to our class. So last week we just go to one website called Repair It. So we go to Repair It, right? So we go to Repair It. There's some online IDE. It's called online IDE, and we are playing some of code. We do some coding here, and it show in the black box. We do coding on the white box and showing in the black box. All right. So I may just copy this link and put it into the YouTube chat box. So you should be able to go to the YouTube. Go to this website. So once again, what is called RAM, and the RAM is the memory of your computer. So let's say what is RAM? So RAM is random access memory. So which is how much memory your computer has. Okay. So let's just continue for our class, and I want everybody just go to this website first. Go to the Repair It language Typhon 3. and I will post the link in the chat box, in your YouTube chat box, and you click on that link, you should be able to go to this website. If you can't find out the link in the chat box, and there's another way to do that, and the other way is just go to the Google and just ask Google. You just type Python 3 and call editor. Just type Python space 3 space editor. Okay, so it will show up. There are two over here. The second one, and you click on the link of the second one. So once again, you just go to Google and just type Python space 3 space editor. Now you find the second item, and you click on this link, and you go to the Prepare It Python 3, and you should have this one. You should have black box over here this side, and a white box on this side. Okay. Last week we learned something about print. Remember that we use print, and whatever you do print here, you have to, like, for example, you have to put the parameter in here. We call parameter or argument inside this parenthesis. You type print, and you have a parenthesis and start parenthesis and end parenthesis. So you put something inside this parenthesis. So for example, I put 999, and when I click run, so after I click run, the button run, and it will show 999 in the black box. So you know the trick, right? So as long as you put something inside here, it should go all the way to the black box. All right. So let's try some more. So just print, and what I want to do is just like a sentence. So how am I going to put a sentence? Like, my name is Fresh. Okay, my name is Fresh. So once I type this, my name is Fresh, and I want to put this sentence into the black box. How am I going to do that? So I will click run. Once I click run, and my coding is broken. So it's saying invalid syntax and something wrong inside my my sentence. So what's wrong with my sentence? Because in Python, if you want to have a sentence, you got to have something to wrap this sentence. So you have to have a code at the beginning, and also have a single code, only one single code at the end. So after you wrap this sentence, your sentence should change to the color red. Before that is not red, right? But if you put a single code at the beginning and another single code at the end, your sentence should change to the red color. Okay, so my sentence should be like this. All right, so this time I'm going to click the button run. It shows my name is Fresh. So that's what I want you to do. If you can just print 999 and show up my name is Fresh, and they all, after you click the run, and it should show up in the black box, and please put the message in the checkbox and saying you're done, or everything is working well. and just let me know so we can move forward to today's class. Okay, so just do these two and you print 999, and also you print the sentence called "My name is Fresh" into the black box. Once you're done, please put it in the checkbox, the YouTube checkbox. Let me show you what is called checkbox. Probably some of you might not know how to use YouTube. So you go to YouTube, usually on the beside your video on your right hand side, there's a checkbox, and everybody just talking about something here. So I don't know why they're talking about that, but yeah, definitely they put everything here. So what I want you to do is just finish this code like what Jenny do. Just put a done, or I'm done, or it's good, or anything. And I just like that because I know you're done, and then we can move forward. And just please put do these two coding and just print 999 and print "My name is Fresh." All right, so I will give you a little bit time and you are going to finish this code, and at the meantime I am going to pull up another website. All right, all right, awesome. I guess everybody is done. If you're not, and try to do it one more time. If there's any problem or any syntax issue, an error is in your black box, there's something red message over here, and you probably have some typo error. Like for example, you might forget to put a single quote over here and the other single quote on this side. All right, because single quote is very important for the coding. So just to let you know, you can do double quote. Like what is called double quote in your single quote, where the button of single quote just be on the left side of the enter, right? For the double quote, and you have to hold the key, the shift key. You hold the shift key and press the single quote button, it will have the double quote. So in Python, you can do either single quote or double quote to wrap your sentence and make it turn into red. And now I changed my single quote to the double quote. Now I run it again, it still works because either single quote or double quote just working fine for here. So the other thing is I am going to a website called W3 Schools, but you don't have to go to that if you don't have time. But I'm going to just show you how to do that because there's a very famous website called W3 Schools. So basically you can go W3 Schools, just go to the Google and you type W3 School schools and just type enter, and you find the W3 schools website. In the W3 schools, and the first menu, there's something called tutorials, and you click on the tutorials. Under the programming, it's called Learn Python, which is the tutorial we are going to follow in our whole class. And I know some of you like to learn ahead, so I would suggest you to go through all of them if you have time, and it's not that hard, and you just like playing some game. If you like computer game, is exactly like playing the computer game, and you follow this tutorial and spend like 1 or 2 days, you can finish half. And once you finish half, you come back to the class, and you might just think, oh, that's easier. So you can just go to this website called w3schools.com, and you look for Python in the tutorials, and you click on the Python tutorials, you will come over here. So I am going to just follow these tutorials to show you how to do the Python things. Before we have the first class, and let's see what we got in the Python. In Python, usually there are something called numbers. So we usually have the number, right? Like last week, I already showed you. You have the number 999, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or of course is 0 or something like this. And you might also have something with the decimal like 0.5 or 3.1415, something like that, like the pi. I cannot really repeat all of them. So I'm going to show you how to do the calculation in this one. So what are you going to do? Just like for example, you have print. Again, I want to output from the white box go to the black box. So that's why I have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 and plus 10. Okay, so let me just make it pretty and put some space on here. Okay, so guess what? Anyone know the answer before I click the run? If I just do this 1 plus 2 plus 3 to 10, what do you think it would be the answer in the black box? If you know the answer, please just let me know in the put it into the check box. So it's 1, 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. And what will be the answer? If you know it, please let me know. Just a math problem plus 1 to 10. So, wow, someone just told me it's 55, but I don't know the answer because I'm slow. I'm really slow doing the math. That's why I'm going to ask the computer, and I'm going to click run. Click run. So it show me 55. Okay, show me 55. Okay, again, what I want you to do, is like, you're not going to use 1 to 10, right? What I want you to do is like from 11 plus 12 plus 13 all the way to 20. And now if someone know the answer, please put it into the checkbox, because I'm going to see what's the answer of the 11 plus all the way to 20. What's the answer of that? If you know the answer, please put it into the chat box. So I'm going to continue for my coding is I'm going to print 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 and plus 15 plus 16 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19 plus 20. And what would be the answer of this? If you know this answer, please let me know. And of course, you can this time you can use the computer to do that, right? Because you know how Python works, because it's just like doing the math, asking the program to do the math, and you do 11 to plus all the way to 20 and see what's the answer of this one. If you know the answer, please put it into the chat box. All right. All right, I think most of you guys might get the answer, so I'm going to just click the green button and it will show 155. Most of you guys already got the answer. So now we are going to do something really fun because David just tell me and that's not fun. So I'm going to continue just to print and let's just have a star. Okay, and this time I will do 11 star and 12 and star 13 and star 14 and star 15 and star 16 and star 17 and star 18 and star 19 and star 20. So anyone know what is star mean in Python here? So in Python, star means multiple. So let's just try this one. And 11 multiple 12 multiple 13 multiple 14 multiple 15 until 20 and see what happened. So I'm going to run this. So you should get the same answer I have is about trillion, I guess. I don't know, but probably 670 trillion, something like that. I don't know. So, but you should get the same answer like doing this. Okay. If you got this answer, you should put done in the chat box so I know you're done. And after that, I'm going to do something about the string. Right? So David got the answer is 67044257280, and Ryan also gets 67044257280. That's correct. Awesome. and JP tell me that is 670 billion. Okay, that's billion. I thought it's trillion. Probably I'm wrong. All right, that's cool. Sounds cool. And let's just continue because I already used plus and multiple, and obviously you can do the subtract, right? Just do the minus, but that is easy. Just do, for example, I want to know 789 subtract 1, subtract 2, subtract 3, subtract 4, and it's pretty easier here. So you just do the subtraction, but you just subtract from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course it will work because you just do subtraction. So you got 779, and it is do the subtraction. But how about divide? So in Python, how do you do divide? So what do we, because multiple we use the star, so that's why in Python we use / as the divide. So I'm going to show you, for example, it's 9 divided by 3. It should be equal to 3. And now I'm going to click run. It's going to be 3.0. Okay. All right, so make sure it's the / okay? So where's the / in your keyboard? You usually can find it with the question mark beside the shift key, and you can find the question mark. All right, so you press the question mark key, is the /. If up here the enter, that's the key is called backward slash. So you have / backward / something like that. So you can do, but in Python, if you want to do divide 9 divided by 3, you should use / All right, and hopefully you get what I got here, the same question, same answer, 3.0 and 779. All right, so that's what you got for the number. And the other thing here is like, you're also thinking, what is the sentence do here? The sentence. So we just do the sentence, right? Like for example, we have a sentence, and I'm a fresh, something like that. But as long as you wrap something inside a single quote, okay? And I want you to do just this guy. You're going to do this guy. Happy face, all right? You do a happy face, but wrap it with the single quote. So how to do a happy face? You have a column, a subtract, and also parenthesis, but make sure you wrap it with a single quote at the start and at the end. Okay, so you wrap the smiley face in here. I'm going to click the run. Now you should have a smiley face in here, in your breadbox. All right. So if there's any smiley face show up on the breadbox, What I want you to do is like this time you do star multiple, and how about a multiple by 3 and see what happens. So I'm going to do multiple by 3, and you have 3 smiley face on the breadbox. So I want you to finish this coding, and you have 3 smiley face or 3,000 smiley face. You can do 3,000 smiley face in the breadbox. So that's what I want you to do. So you are going to print 3,000 smiley face in the breadbox, and once you're done, please let me know. All right. So now I only have three smiley face, but I want 3,000 smiley face in my this side. Once you're done, please let me know. All right, so I think most of you guys can get 3,000 smiley face in a breadbox like what I have. I just changed 3 to 3,000, and once I click run, and it will show all the smiley face in my screen, and which is it's okay, it's cool. But I'm not sure if you keep increasing the number, it will blow up your machine or not. 3,000 here is okay. So let's just go back to our Python tutorial and see what we left here over here. And we said we have learned a number, like for example is 999, and we also learned a string. A string is like let's see, let me show you the string. So a string which is wrapped with the single quote or the double quote. Okay, so we call it string. So always thinking, if you want a string, you have to wrap it with a single quote, or you can wrap it with double quote. Okay, and we also learn numbers. We have the numbers, and we have 1 to, we do the multiple, and we do the plus and subtract and all these things, and just what, like exactly what you learn in the school. All right, and this one thing is called float. So what is float mean? It basically is like you have something like the decimal, like 1.5 or 0.5, or 3.51415 or something like this, and we call float. And there are more one more type called compressed, and I'm not going to cover that because some of you haven't learned this in math. But what I want you to know is there's integer is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they don't have a decimal, and we call integer. And you also have float, and we also learn string. And with the string, you can print, and you can also do multiple the string and let it duplicate all the way down. So you have different multiple here. Okay, and that is called data type in Python. But today we are going to learn a little bit more. It's called variable. So probably you have heard about variable, right? For example, what is variable mean? What is variable means? And you can think about variable is like a box, and whatever thing you can put into the box. Okay, so let me go to the image, and I may just show you a shoebox. So it's like a box. Okay, so you can put things into the box, and your box should have a name, like a name for this box. So for example, like in your school, and everyone have different box in their classroom, and they put a name tag in the on top of the box. So that is the name of your box. And you can think about the variable is a box. So let's just do something here, and you remove everything from the white box, this area, and you just delete all of them. And now we are going to have a box for red box. Okay, red box. In the red box, we put something called apple. Okay, and now I have a red box, and I'm going to put orange in the bread box. So I also put have a white box. Now I have a banana in the white box. So in here, the red box, you see I have something between here. It's not a space. I have to connect them with the underscore. So my red box is we call this one is a variable. So you have a red box, and you put a string. This string has the sentence called apple, and you also have bread box and white box. In the bread box, I put the orange into the bread box, and I also put the banana into the white box. And now what I want you to do, you just do the print. Okay, so in the print, I want you to just have the first variable red box, and now you have the bread box to show the bread box, and now you show the white box, and they have to separate them with commas. So you have red box, bread box, white box. Once I click run, and it will show you apple, orange, and banana. All right. I think my one is it's over here. But let me just refresh, because I have too many stuff on the breadbox. So every time I want to refresh, you might have to copy the code. So you select all of them, and then you right click and you do copy and copy, and you go to the refresh key and you click refresh, and it will show you reload, and you just click reload. Now I will clear everything in here, and now I just do right click, and also you can Control V, and then I will get all my stuff back. Now I can run it, so you can see I have something output called apple, orange, and banana. So that's what I want to show you is like this variable, like the red box, they carry inside the red box. There's something, I have a string called apple, and it will show apple in here. And you have orange, and then in the black box, so it show orange. And you also have banana, it will show the value called banana in the white box. And that's how we use variable to carry the value of the value inside the variable. So think about the variable is like a box or a pocket or a bag or whatever you can carry things, but you have to name it. When you name it, you shouldn't inside the name you shouldn't have a space. So like here I use underscore, and you say red underscore box equal to apple. So I will put the apple into my red box. All right, so what I want you to do, just finish this code and let me know if you're done. Put it done in the chat box. Okay. Okay, I just have a question. Why do we put print everything in here with separate by commas? So definitely you can just print them for each. Like for example, you can do print red box, you can print red box. Okay, but they are just output in one line, and I'm going to show you. Just you don't have to do that. I just want to explain it to hand, and I'm going to just show you if you might output one of them, and what will happen? And if I click run, and it will just show apple, orange, and banana in a single line. But if you put a comma here, obviously they will put it in one line. All right. So that's no big deal. You can put it in multiple line or one line. And if you know how to do the format like last week, and you can put it into one sentence. All right. So all right, so most of you guys have been done. What am I going to do is just like show you one more trick, and you can do red box. Now you press red box, and press white box, and what will happen? Let's see. If I use a press to join them, to join the string, we call the string for this sentence. If I click it, and it will show me apple, orange, banana, and obviously there's no space between them. So if you want to have the space between them, how are you going to fix that? If you know it, please let me know. So I want a space between them when I join red box, black box, and white box together, but it seems like there's a missing space between them. So I want a missing add a space here. How are you going to do that when you do this line 5 to print these three boxes together? And how are you going to do that to separate them with the space just exactly like what you did here? Okay, so my solution is easy. I just do add more plus here. So I do a space in here between them, and I also going to add one more space between them, but you have to use a plus to join a space. And now I got red box plus space plus black box plus space plus white box. And now I'm gonna click run and see what happened. And now I have fixed the problem, like apple, orange, and banana. So what I want you to do, you will do exactly what I did here. You have a space and show up, have apple, orange, banana, and we are going to show these three value from carry from the variable called red box, black box, and white box. And if you're done, please let me know, and we are going to move forward and within the last 6 minutes. Okay, I think most of you guys understand the variable right now. So you said, oh, I have a red box and I have a variable, like for example apple, and I can assign a variable to the red box, which looks like I put something into a box. So we use a single equal, we call assign the variable from the right hand side. This right hand side is a string, and put it into a variable, and we call red box. Okay, so what is variable means? Let's just go back to the tutorial, and I'm gonna show you what is variable means. So in here is saying variables are container for storing data values. So you just like a box, and you put anything into the box, and it can carry a number like number 5, and it can carry a string like John or apple or banana, or a sentence like I eat banana, like I eat banana, something like this. And it just carry inside the box. So if I run it, if we show you apple, orange, I eat banana, because it just like the this string, put it inside to the white box variable, and that's why it always show up in the white box. And before we end this class, I want you to do one thing. Every time when we type in a email address, you are going to do like my email address, like my email address George at dataarea or gmail.com, something like this, right? So what I want you to do is you are going to define a program, like for example you have the at gmail.com here. So let's use a variable to carry this at gmail.com. So it's called mail. So it's a variable called mail, and you assign gmail.com here. And now your program should have something to input, like your email name, like just name. Okay, email name equal to, you have the input function. Like last week we learned input. Okay, we have input here. So you have mail and input in here. So what I want you to do is like you are going to print the your email. Like for example, if my input is George, you should show George at gmail.com. So I am going to just do this way. My email name plus mail, and it will show me this. And now I'm going to type George, and I put press enter key. It will show me George at gmail.com. And of course, if you want every time your user have some information, and you should put another string in the input function. You said please type your username. And now your program should be looks like this, and it would be please type your username George, and now enter. It will show your email. So that's what I want you to do for your homework. And if you finish this program, please email me to help@dataarea.ca. I will put it into the chat box. And that's it for today, for the basic level class. Okay, please finish this homework and email to help@dataarea.ca. Okay, so how are you going to email? You can just copy this code, like copy and paste to your email and send it to my email address, like help@dataarea.ca. And that's for today for the basic level class. All right, and now I'm going to do the junior level. If you are not comfortable with the junior level, you can drop right now. So we will see you next week. But yeah, I will continue to stay here, and I will work with the intermediate level guys and continue on the lessons. All right. So, but what I want you to do, just finish this program and send it to me, to the help@dataarea.ca. Awesome. All right, guys. How are you doing this week? And we are going to start a intermediate level class. So I already assigned the homework to you guys. Basically, it just we're going to solve the problem for the CCC junior level question 3. So hopefully you guys already read the question, but since I didn't read it, so I'm going to read the question now. So every time if you want to find the question in CCC, so you just type CCC questions, okay, in Google. So the first item is from Waterloo, University of Waterloo. And you scroll down and you find there's a tab called Past Contest. So I guess I already tell you guys many times. And you scroll all the way down because the first part is for the mathematics. If you're doing the math contest, and you can go through them. and but we are going to do the computing competition. That's why I choose the last table here, and I will go all the way down to 2020 because it's this year's questions. And I don't think you guys have any problem to solve the problem between question 1 to 4. And in question 5, I will have Aaron to invite Aaron to give us a solution. But at the meantime, you can challenge yourself and try to solve it by yourself. It's called XK Loom. It's pretty funny, and you can try it. Okay, and also you can try, of course, is J4. It's called some string. They just maintain a string to do something. But today we just do easy problem. Is going to be the junior question 3 called art. And like most of you guys, you didn't read the question, so I copied this URL and put it into the chat box. If you haven't read the question yet, and you should read it now. And at the meantime, I'm going to explain what happened to this question, and I'm keep reading it, and you should be faster than me, and you should be a lot faster than me. And in the chat box said Aaron did it using C++ because he said Python is too slow, right? And because yeah, he's a guy doing C or C++, and he liked it. And but for us, because Python is a language I like, so that's why we use Python. And after Python, you can learn C or C++. They have a bit different because they need to type more, and not like Python, because Python basically is like the language English, like English. You speak it and it's just like the English. But for C or C++, you have to deal with a lot of things, like for example pointer, and you have yeah, you got to understand a lot of things like in C or C++. So yeah, we will continue with the Python. And Aaron is another student. He took the competition this year, I guess. So he probably got some experience, and he can share with us. So let's just do the art, this question. And every time, like I suggest, I would have something called take a note. I will take a note because that is a good habit. Is especially useful when you are solving a problem, because it will help you to memorize some key information in the questions, and especially when the question is long, and usually they are very long. So I take some notes on the numbers, so it will help me to understand this question. So I will read it very fast. Basically, I see here is saying they have a whole bunch of pointers, like the coordination. If you learn the math in the math, and you may understand what I'm talking about, called coordination. It doesn't show here. Or math. Yeah, something like this. The math coordination. So like, and they said like they have the different dot inside the coordination. So they will always give you the x and y, like X and Y, for example, like this guy, and for example, they give you 1, 2, like X is 1, and then 2 is here, and they give you this dot, and also they might give you 4, 4, this 4, 4, and now they give you a whole bunch of dots in this coordinates. And now after they give you the whole bunch of dots in the coordinates, and you got to figure out the you got to figure out a frame to select all these points inside your frame. So I can think about it like this. For example, you have a picture. Like for example, you have picture. You have some smiley face or face. Like face. For example, like a face. If you have some experience to do the like do Photoshop, so usually you want to select the face, right? You just select the face. I want to cut the face, so you do the selection, use the selection, and you select a rectangle and have a whole face inside the rectangle. So I'm gonna show you like what I mean. Like for example, I have this face. I say this message, this image, and put it in my desktop. So, and now I'm going to just open a GIF. I have a GIF. I don't know you have it or not, or you have a Photoshop. And now I'm going to open the picture in my desktop, and I open this picture. So if I want to select something, and you can do the selection, like select the face, exactly the face. So think about, you have all the points and making the face, so you want to select just the face. So you have this rectangle to select this area, right? That's what the question do. And so, and how am I going to get this selection by the computer? All right, that's how we why we need to solve this problem. So that's one of the scenario you can use this algorithm to solve the problem, and you don't have to manually, just like me, to make a rectangle to find out where's the face. All right, so I'm gonna close this one, and we will go back to here. And now you understand the question, and let's see what's the input. So for the input, the first line is show you how many points in how many points in this pane. So here is like this sample is have 5. So we have 5. The first one is 44 and the 62, and then the second one is 34 to 69, and the fifth one is 64 to 10. And if I scroll all the way to the second page, and you see 24, 79, 34, 69, 44, and 62, and 42 to 44, and then 64 to 10. And obviously you can make a rectangle to include all these points inside this rectangle. Is like from the leftmost point, like this point, 24, and you just go one more left, is like 23 over here. Okay, it's 23 in here, like here, right? 23. This one is 23 because the 24 is inside the 23, right? You can see it's leftmost, and you can find the rightmost, like rightmost is on this side is 65, because this point is 64. You have to go one more to 65. Am I right? And for the y, it's just like the minimum one under the bottom is here is 10 and this point, and that's why you find 9 is here. That is the minimum one. And the maximum one is 78, and that's why you plus 1 is 79, and that's why we got a rectangle. So this rectangle is have this point is 23 and 9, which means is the minimum of the x and the minimum of the y. Subtract 1, so you will got this point, and the maximum of the point is of y is the maximum is 78. That's why you got 79. All right. So, and also here is the maximum is 65. So you got is 64, so you got 65. So the top right is 65 maximum, and the bottom left is the minimum. So that sounds not that hard, because what we need to do is just find out for the x for this column. For the first column we will find the minimum value, which is 23 here, 24 here, and subtract 1, you will got 23. Okay, and on this side, if you find the minimum one is 10, so 10 subtract 1 equal to 9. For the maximum, which means the this area, this point, the top right, this point, the top right frame. So what you need to do is just like go find the maximum one. Is like maximum one is 64, and this time because you got to push up, right? So that's why you plus 1 is 64 plus 1 is 65. For the second column, you will find the maximum one value is 78, and now you got plus 1 is 79. So what I want you to do is just you understand all the logic. How are you going to solve the problem? And then we are going to use just the program to solve the problem, because that is only the sample input. You will have a lot of points actually in the question you need to solve. It's not just 5, maybe 50 or 500 or 5,000 points. So you have to have your program to handle that case. Like I just show you the face. There are maybe thousands and thousands points over there. But when you understand how the logic, so you can code it. So like every time I just suggest you should use PyCharm. Use PyCharm. Like use the PyCharm to do the programming. All right, you should use PyCharm to do it. So, but I will give you 1 more week, and you should install the PyCharm. If you don't, you should install the PyCharm, and then you use the PyCharm to solve the problem, and you get used to this we call IDE to do the programming. Use PyCharm, and I'm pretty sure you can know how to use PyCharm because it's pretty straightforward. The only challenge is you have to set up the environment, the Python environment for the PyCharm. And if you have the problem to set it up, please let me know and email me, or you can have your parent to contact me, or you can go to our Discord server and ask help from the other students, because they are pretty much can help you out, because PyCharm is easy to use. And of course, you should do the configuration. You might install Python 3.8.2 or any Python version, Python 3 version. And what you need to do, you need to create a new project, and next time you probably have something pop up here and do the CCC question. Like for example, you click on here, you open the folder, and I have my folder here. Like last term, we worked on a whole bunch of questions. Okay, and you can create a folder like me, create a folder here, or directory here is 2020. So I'm going to put all my solution inside here. So today I am still using the Recursive because I think some of you guys might not have PyCharm, but if you have PyCharm, please use PyCharm. Okay, if you didn't have PyCharm installed, you can go Recursive. I am going to put it into the chat box, and now you can click on this one and go to what happened? Oops. Okay. All right. So yeah, if you still have the problem in PyCharm, and you can talk to the other people in our Discord server, and they will help you out, right? But I'm going to just use the Recursive here, and the first thing is like we said we are going to have define the maximum, right? Maximum value. For example, in Python, they might have the maximum. Like if you have, first you need to have a list. Like for example, I have let's have x SC or x column or x row. Let's just say row. And in this row, we have like a few points here. And then if you want to find the minimum value inside this list, this row, you can just have the function called minimum. If you want to have the maximum, and you just do maximum. All right, so you will have 1 and 5, and that's how we got the row and the minimum and the maximum. So all right. So yeah, if you don't have some problem in the PyCharm, I will let you know. But let's just finish this question first. So you still need to go to the Python 3 and repair it and continue your question. So what I want you to do, you just like try it out, like the minimum and the maximum function, and do the find out the minimum value and the maximum value from list, like what I did here. Okay. Now we have number 5 of them, and how am I going to put these 5 points into 2 columns? Like I have a row, and you might have a column into a list, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like this. So you want to have a row and a column. Okay, you have a row and column, and now you can do the minimum and the maximum. You can print it out, print the answer, the first one and the second output, these 2 points. All right, so let's figure out how to make this one input and put it into these two leaks. That's what we want to do. And once you got these two leaks, it's very easy to get these 2 points. Am I right? So what you need to do here is just like you have to have the input. So the first input is number of the row, right? Is because the first line is 5, which is number of points, or number of the first line is the number of drops of the page. So let's just say number of drops. So it's number equal to input, and that in this sample case the number should be number 5, is 5. And now I know there's 5 of them, and I'm going to use for loop and to get the rest of the lines. So how are we going to do that? So we use a for loop, and we use a for loop in range. Okay, so we learned that in the previous class, because we have a range, and what the range do, and usually they will have a range. For example, I'll show you. For example, let me comment this one, and I'm going to print a range 5, and they will create a range like from 0 to 4. So what I'm going to show you like this, a range from 0 to 4, and by default they start from 0 and all the way to this number subtract 1. So less than this one, just less than this number. So I am going to show you this for loop line in range number. Let's just change to 5 first and print line. So I'm gonna click run. Oops, I have more here. I shouldn't show them to you. So I'm going to click run. So you see, I will have this range. It will create a list from 0 to 4. 0 to 4. And in Python it's a range, but when you do the loop, and you basically can get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5 lines, because in the list we always start the index from 0, right? Remember that? Like for example, here is a list. They start like count from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now, and we will get this 5. We are going to get these 5 lines from this one to all the way to here. So what I want to do is just like change this one back to number, and also remove this one. So I am going to print the line and to you and see what happened. So I click run, and now this time what I want you to do is copy the whole thing and Control C, and you go back to the breadbox. You click on the breadbox. Of course, in PyCharm you should have a console below or the command line below your editor on your bottom, and you should paste, and you would have something like this. And what's wrong with that? Oh, sorry. Oh, you just a line. So I will have the input to get the line, to get it. Sorry about that. Let's say vary in input. I will get all the input, right? So, and this time I run it again. Okay, and this time I copy the value from here and go back to here, and I paste. I still have the problem. Why? Cannot be interpreted in the integer. Oh, okay. So I make the same mistake because my input is a string and I have to convert it to an integer. So it's saying I have to convert the string to the integer. So that's easy. I just do this and wrap it with int. It's going to convert it to the integer. So I'm going to do it one more time, and here we go. So yeah, I think is already show you all of them. You just repeat every time because I just paste and copy and paste and keep printing over here. All right, but I still need to put these two and split them and put the 44 into the row and 62 into the column. So how am I going to do that? So first you need to put the row as the leaks and empty leaks, and you have a column as empty leaks. So I don't need this anymore. And now every time when you have a value, you can split the value. Use split. In Python there's a split, and split by the because they separate by the comma, right? You split them. You split them, and it will show you here. It will have something like the leaks, and I'm going to run it and show you what happened. And again, I will just have this value and put it here and paste, and you see if you after this split by the commas, and they will split two values, and one is 44 and 62. They are always just straight. So I need to put this 44 into the leaks row, and also put the 62 into the leaks of column. All right. So what you need to do is just like I'm going to have the row, because row is leaks, and there's a function called append. So you append the value from the first one. So why my zoom is keep running? And now I remove this print because I know the value of this guy, and I may just have one more variable, and you probably know how to do that. You can have the input and then have the split at the same time, but I want to make it clear, so that's why I keep it in two lines. So I would have the like, for example, is for f, just a variable called f. It's a format variable, so that would hold these leaks 44 and 62. And for the first one in the row, it should be f, the first one, right? Then you can get the first one with the index 0, so you will get 44. And at the meantime, you want to convert the string of 44 into a integer. So that's why you just do again an integer to wrap it like this for the column, and you just copy it and append. And now you have the integer, and now you have f, the second one. Now you would have the columns and rows. So let's just verify after this loop, what will the row and the column show you? Print and column. And now if you run it, and it just show you, and copy it, and you go back here and run and enter, it will show you two leaks. That is the row and that's the column. So what I want you to do, you finish this code as soon as possible. It's 12 lines of code, and then we are going to output these two answer, the input and the output. All right, so I want you to finish this code as soon as possible, and once you're done, please let me know and put it into the chat box. And also you can continue to figure out these two, how to output these two. All right, let me know if you finish this code. And if you have any question, please put it into the chat box and let me know what's your question. All right, I think most of you guys have been done because that's easier. So yeah, so the answer here is easier, right? Because for in our logic, we just need the minimum one, subtract one of the row, and the column, the minimum one of the column, subtract one. For the second line is just the maximum value plus one, and the maximum value of column plus one. So what you need to do is just like print the first one, is saying you are doing like the minimum of row, and you are doing minimum of the column, and the second one is just like the maximum of the row, and then the maximum of the column is the value. So what I'm going to do is just like run it, and you will see what I mean. Oops. So I'm going to copy it again. So I got 24 and 10 and 64 and 78. So again, because I need to subtract 1 here and also subtract 1 here, because you have to make all the drops inside your frame, right? So you have to press 1, make it a little bit bigger, press 1. Now you should have, again, you will do copy and paste. Okay, it's 23 and 9, 65 and 79, and 23 and 9 and 65 and 79. So what we left here is just like commas. So what you do, what you want to do with the commas, you have a whole bunch of way to do that. Like you can use the format, or you can just change them to a string, and then you join with the format. So you join with these two variables. So what I am going to do here is I'm just use a format. So I will do like this percentage. So I will do percentage d commas percentage d. D is for the digit, I guess, and here is use a tuple. Use a tuple to wrap them. I may just move this one here, and you will see. And of course, I will do exactly the same. D percent D, it just stands for the digit, okay, for the or decimal, whatever, I don't know, but they use D. So now you can have a much more closer to the answer of something. So I do it again and press here. So you have 23 commas and 9, 65 commas and 79. And that's how we solve the problem. And of course, you can do just convert this number into a string, and you just use plus to join them. So what I'm gonna show you, just show you in case you forgot, but I guess most of you guys already do that. Like this number, for example, this number here, you convert it to a string. Now you can use a plus to join with a comma, join with the comma, something like this, and you do the same thing here. And in case you forgot, but I think you are not. So something like this. So you can do it. Why is one more? What? I don't know, but yeah, I think you got the point. Okay, there's one. That is one. So yeah, I think you got the point how to do that. All right. So what I want you to do, you just finish the last pieces, and now you would you're done with this question. And once you're done, please let me know, and we will continue with we'll continue with something else. Yeah, but yeah, you can do this as well, but it's up to you. There's a whole bunch of way to. Oops. That's the reason why I hate this website, because it might disconnect me for no reason. So yeah, I want you guys to use PyCharm. Alright, so also print this and copy it. Now I can paste. Alright. Once you're done with the coding, please let me know. Yep, so that's good. If you can do it slightly different, that's what I want, and you don't have to copy this code, and because you can finish in another way. And like you guys already talked about that, and you can sort the leaks and you find the maximum and the minimum. Of course, after you solve it, and the first one would be the minimum one, and the last one would be the maximum one, right? So, but it's up to you. Python also have some handy function, like the built-in function minimum and maximum, so you can take advantage of this. If you are doing the C, you probably need to figure out how to use the solve function to solve it, and we will cover that, and doing some algorithm how to solve the problem, like the bubble solve and different kind of solve, and which I already yeah, Abby, you can send it to me. Yeah, if you yeah, you can send your, if your answer you got the answer, please send it to help@dataera.ca. okay. Yeah, long time back in the summer, I sent you guys a challenge. I'm not sure you guys try it or not. So but today what I want you to do is I will give you a little bit challenge. It's not that big, so I'm going to open the challenge first and explain to the rest of you guys. And where's my challenge? My challenge is here. All right. So yeah, this a range puzzle game. So you probably don't know what is this puzzle game do. So basically, it's every time I click on the link, and I also give you the link. I'm not sure you get this ring this challenge before. Like for example, if you have a 3x3 game ball here, and every time you can just do move one of the block like this. You moving them, but your task is make it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So make it in order, like something like this. So our challenge is like in this game, you can use the you can, of course, you need to find a way to make the goal like this, right? From the start point like this, and how are you going to make a goal like this? Okay. So I think that might be a little bit challenge for you guys. So what I want you to do is, like, you only have 4 2 by 2 first. Let's just do 2 by 2, not 3 by 3. So let's just do 2 by 2. You have 1, 2, 3, and you are missing 1. So I want you to do is you are going to not use probably not use the program or Python. You just use a paper and a pen. What you need to do is like you give me all the possibility of 1, 2, 3, all the possibility, and when you moving your this block. So what I mean here is like let me see how am I going to demo to you. I have this. Let me open this. So did you guys try to read this this challenge before or no? I'm not sure. I should already send to your parents. So yeah, but again I will send it to you. But let's do it like this. Oopsie. Okay. Yeah, new presentation. So what I have here is like I have different shape. So let's see 1. So let's see, for example, that's 1, and that's number 2, and that's number 3. Okay, so you have 3 of them, right? So for example, you are going to do you are going to move the number 3 over here. So you got something like we got something like this. So 1, 2, and space 3. So what I want you to do is like you keep tracking all these kind of movement. So how are you going to track it? You can use a paper. You just like keep you use a paper and you will just say 1, 2, and now you got space 3. So that's one of the possibility, right? You keep moving and do like space 2. Now you got 1 and 3. So you know what I mean? It's just like here, and you're moving here. So you just try to figure out all these kind of combination of this combination, like doing you keep moving, like moving the 2 over here, you're moving the 2 over here. So you got one more combination, like you would mark it like this, 2 and 0. Now 1 and 3, and now you keep moving. Like after this, you can move 3 up here. So you would have 2, 3, and 1 in here. Or maybe you can do a space or 0 if you can mark a 0 as the space, or it's up to you. You can do space or 0. So yeah, it's up to you. So what I want you to do, you are going to make all these combination, and once you found all this combination, and you can email me to the help@dataera.ca, Or you can, if you can do with the programming like Python, you can use Python to print out all the combination, and that would be much more better. So like have a 0. If you don't like the space, you can have a 0 here. 0 means space. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the one of the way we can do a something called brute force to find out all the possibility of this kind of combination, and then we can solve the problem in this way. And that's, once again, that's the challenge, and if you don't like the challenge, you can ignore it. Okay, it really doesn't matter. It's just like I have you, if you are working on this challenge, you can try something called brute force. My English is not that good. I may just type it. It's called brute force. You explore all the combination and you find out the best way to figure out and use the program how to get to the point, the arrangement like you have. Okay. Yeah. I think Daniel, maybe you have you miss it because you didn't get the challenge, so that's why. But I'm going to post to the parent group if you still interested on that, and you can read the question and see if you can solve the problem 2 by 2 instead of 3 by 3, because 3 by 3 could be hard for you guys, and 2 by 2 might be much more easier because you're just turning around and around. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's all for today, and next week we might learn some algorithm like sorting algorithm, or I may decide if we continue to the junior J4, because J4 is a big challenge than the J3. The J4 is a question about a string, and how are you going to find out the string is inside another string. The other homework is you might read this question about J4 and see how far you can get. If you don't, and doesn't really matter, we will work on that in next week or next week. And if you guys feel boring about the CCC question, and we can do some HTML and CSS and JavaScript. And maybe some of you guys never take the course on JavaScript. I may just give you a little bit lessons on JavaScript. So, but you can go to W Free Schools, follow the tutorial, and you can have some time with the JavaScript, which is not that hard comparing to Python. They are almost the same, pretty much the same. Just to let you guys know, Python and JavaScript, they are all something called dynamic type, which means the data type, like this kind of data type, you don't have to define them when you use them, and which in turn you don't have to assign the structure or the data type in the memory. So which means you can assign a number like integer into this variable, and later you can assign a string to the variable, something like this. Okay, so that's for the JavaScript. And also you can do HTML, is very easier, very easier. And CSS is just a decoration for the HTML, and you know how to do the like the color and margin, something like this, and not that hard. Okay, and you can, of course, we'll focus on the Python because some of you guys may need to take the test in next year, so that's why we keep doing the CCC, and only we are feeling boring and then we go HTML, CSS, JavaScript, something like this. Or we can do by Bootstrap. And like last time we do Bootstrap 4. In Sean also talked to me about the React, because the React is a bit harder. So I am not going to do React in our course, and because most of you guys doesn't have the experience to do the web development, right? So yeah, once again, today's homework is you continue to read J4, the question J4, all right? And if you already doing the puzzle challenge, you can think about that, and you can click on this link, and first you play with this game first, and once you get some feeling about that, and you probably got an idea how to solve the problem, right? Yeah, and yeah, I think that's it for today. And like lead code, LOL code, I have no idea what is the LOL code. Yeah, so on J4 and J5, I don't think it's that hard for you, but you just need to spend a little bit time on that, and just keep challenging yourself and just think about how to do that. All right. So because junior level of the question, and they may just do something called recursive programming. Like the function is calling itself, just keep doing it again and again and again, and that might be a little bit challenging for you at the first time, but once you got the point how to do the recursive programming, and then I don't think that is a big deal for you to solve all these problems J4 and J5. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for today. All right, and thank you for for attending our class, and see you next week. And again, if you have any question, you can email me to at help@dataarea.ca, and the other way to find us is you go to Discord. Okay, we have a server. Discord is set up by our administrator, Michael. I guess is Michael. Yeah, Michael is administrator. He set up this server, and then if you have a question, you can come and ask the question in our Discord. All right. So, and if you need the link invitation in the Discord, and please let me know, or go to ask your parent to ask me, and because every time I already send your parents the link of the Discord like this, but your parent probably don't know what is Discord mean, so that's why they might don't know. Okay, all right, that's it. Bye.